Hi again, everyone, and welcome back to another episode. My name's Rick, and my aim is to help you realize the truth that feeling great is your natural state. So tonight I want to talk briefly about something which I think almost all of us can relate to, and I'm referring to that of validation or sense of self-worth. We're living in very troubling times, and I don't think anybody can deny that. And this has been going on for a long time now, certainly the last 10, 20 years. And is it any coincidence that it's been on the rise alongside social media? Maybe, maybe not. You can decide for yourself. But I'm talking, of course, about self-worth. And it's something we're never really taught about in school. Well, we are never taught about it in school. Not really. It's very, very, very common now for all ages of people to feel inadequate, to feel like they're not worth anything, to feel like they're not good enough, and that the only way for them to feel fulfillment or completion or satisfaction or whatnot is either through pursuing a worthy career, noble career, high earning jobs, which is of course very noble, but going by school and the paradigms which we are instilled with at a very young age from friends, family and teachers and school all alike, they would have us believe that it is the be end all. And if you don't get a good job, you don't have a good career, then basically it's pointless. And on top of that, the paradigm which as a society we're all spoon-fed from a young age is that you want to get married, have children, settle down, and just carry on along the narrow lines of the programming of Western civilization, and I suppose many other civilizations as well. Again, not necessarily a bad thing, but whenever the societal norms or normal behavior is driving a pandemic of low self-esteem, anxiety, misery, depression, mental disorders of all different kinds, I think it needs to be addressed, and it is starting to be addressed, most definitely. But that's a topic which you could talk about all day. I want to be a bit more specific right now and talk about the sense of your sense of self-esteem, validation. Where do you get it from? So I've seen a lot of examples, especially in recent times as well, where relationships have fallen apart due to the current crisis. People are having to live together in very small or very cramped environments for a long period of time, and it's basically pushing their relationships to breaking point, which is it's tragic, to be honest. But I know someone recently who was just about to buy a house with his girlfriend, and basically, long story short, just after they had viewed the house and they were about to put the money down, she dumped him out of the blue. He didn't see it coming. I don't think any of us saw it coming, and it was devastating for the poor guy. So he was mortified, and as you would understand. And I was talking to him about it briefly as well today, actually, and I was just asking, how are you getting on, etc. And then he said, which was what I found quite surprising, was he just wanted his life back. And by life, I assume he was referring to the girl. And we've all been there. I know myself since the age of probably 17, 18, I've had my heart broken more times than I can count. But that's my own fault for being a gullible fool, basically a naive fool. Well, maybe not naive, who wore his heart on his sleeve. And, after like 2 dates, I would picture myself, with like my whole life with whatever girl it was at the time. And that would inevitably lead to disappointment, because I attached myself to a particular outcome which would never come to pass, and that was a whole different kettle of fish. Anyway, the point is, with my friend today, he was saying he just wanted his life back, and I didn't want to labour it too much because you want to show a bit of tact. But I was thinking about it. He seemed to get or derive all of his sense of self-worth through his relationships, through other people, external entities, extrinsic factors, things like that. There, people get their sense of self-worth from all sorts of things: relationships, the car they drive, the job they have, the house they own, their musical talent, whatever other skill they may have or quality they may have. But whenever I want to take away the quality. A quality is deriving a sense of self-worth from a personal quality. That by itself is okay, but whenever you derive your sense of self-worth from something outside of you, like a material object or a job, something like that, That to me is like building your house on the metaphorical sand, like the biblical parable. It's not a steady foundation, not a concrete foundation. So the way I see it, and the way a lot of people see it, and it's talked about in many, many different books, podcasts, heard it in various other locations throughout my life. In fact, you probably heard it from your own mother at some point when they say happiness comes from within, but it really does come from within. And not just happiness, but satisfaction, sense of self-worth, pride, belonging, identity. Whenever you can cultivate those feelings, those positive feelings from inside of you, that will become your bedrock, your foundation. But it's something we're not taught to do in school. We're not taught to do anywhere. The only way you can find out is by listening to a video like this, or a podcast by a more informed individual, or your own self-study from self-help books, psychology, spiritual awakening, things like that there. So the way I see it, in order to generate these feelings or cultivate these feelings of self-worth, you need to go inside yourself. Best way to do that is meditation. You just pause, you go quiet, you let the thoughts bubble through your head, through your mind, and let them just come to the surface. And rather than quashing them, squashing them, eradicating them, just become aware of their presence and then let it go. So I've talked about the benefits of meditation quite a lot already, but whenever you can do that there, first of all, you become comfortable with yourself and your thoughts, and you're not brushing stuff under the rug. You're becoming aware of it, you're shining the light of your consciousness on it, and any self-limiting beliefs over time will just dissipate. And you'll be able to live with yourself, because so many people. In fact, I read a study, it was not too long ago, I think it was University Radboud. No, it wasn't Radboud. I can't remember the name of the university, but there was a study conducted not too long ago, and very, very briefly, participants were given a choice. They could either just sit in a room for 15 minutes and be alone with their thoughts, or they could choose to shock themselves with an electric shock device. And they knew how potent the shock was, because they were given a chance before the experiment to actually feel it, to get a gauge of it. And it wasn't nice, it wasn't pleasant. Shocking, I know. I'm sorry, that was terrible. Anyway, the point is, what that study showed, well, 50, did I say this? Maybe not. 50% of participants opted to shock themselves at least once throughout the duration of the 15-minute study, which goes to show you that 50% of people would rather experience discomfort than be alone with their own thoughts. They just can't be alone with their own thoughts. It's something people don't seem to want to do. And they're never taught how to handle it in school. They're never taught how to handle thoughts, negativity, self-limiting beliefs, stories in their minds. We're just not taught at all because it's useful. Instead, we're taught how to differentiate alkanes from alkenes in organic/inorganic chemistry, which is fantastically useful, of course, if you go on to become an organic chemist. But for the vast majority of us, that's probably not the case. Anyway, so meditation, obviously, we talked about it before. Powerful tool, fantastic tool, life-changing tool. Some would go as far as to say that if every child was taught how to meditate, there would be no more wars or conflict in the world within the next decade. I definitely am one to agree. But on top of meditation, there's another tool you can stack on top of that. And that's one I think which is, again, really, really helpful for cultivating feelings of self-worth. Or any feeling that you want, really, any belief that you want. It's the practice of affirmations, positive affirmations, constructive affirmations. And they all start with I am. You simply say to yourself, ideally I would either do it at the start of the day and or the end of the day, whenever the brain is in theta wave state, where the brain is more malleable and more open to suggestion and changing and reprogramming. Your affirmations can be anything. You can do it for as long or as little as you want, as often as you want. But something along the lines of, I find something along the lines of this to be very powerful, and it's definitely helped me considerably over the recent years. I am whole. I am complete. I am love. I am joy. I am peace. I am enlightenment. I am enough. I am good, and I am getting better every day. I am an eternal spiritual being having a temporary human experience. I am ready. I am willing. I am able to improve each and every day in everything that I do. I am grateful for everything in my life, everything that has been in my life, and everything that will come into my life. Things like that there. And that's also infusing another practice of gratitude. Whenever you're grateful for something, you get on the frequency of the thing that you're grateful for, and by the laws of physics, the law of attraction, you'll get more of the thing that you're grateful for. So, meditation, affirmations, gratitude, if you can combine all three, it really is a supremely powerful trinity of life-changing tools. So it's something you can do every day in terms of working on your sense of well-being, your sense of fulfillment, satisfaction, whatever you want to call it. But the main point I want to make tonight is don't derive your sense of self-worth from something outside of you, be it a person, be it a place, be it a thing. Let it come from you, let it come from inside you. Build your foundation, build your own house on the rock, and then let the magic flow from there. It's as simple as that. Anyway, as always, I hope you gained some degree of value from this video tonight. If you have any thoughts, comments, or suggestions, please post away in the comment section, and obviously like and subscribe as well if you have a twitchy finger and you want to hit that button. But no, thanks again for watching, and as always, all the best, and take care.